Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a fabulous Tuesday. Let's talk handbag essentials. As many of you know, I tend to be a little bit OCD when it comes to what I end up carrying inside of my handbag. I feel that everything should have a place. I often refer to it as a pouch within a pouch within a pouch. Some people think it's a little excessive, but it gives me peace of mind. It makes me feel a little bit better. I have to have everything inside of a small leather good. And it just goes back to the whole OCD thing. But for the most part, I end up carrying 7 daily essentials with me. There's always a slight, variation between them, whether it's a brand, whether it's a silhouette, but for the most part, I end up using 7 essentials with me. The only time that really ends up changing is when I go into a more compact handbag, such as a Chanel Mini or an Alma BB or something smaller, where I really have to think a little bit harder and maximize the space that I'm going to, of the handbag that I'm going to be using. And I will be doing a video on going from a Neverfull to a Chanel Mini very soon, so keep out for that. But that's a different video, so I digress. But I often get asked on Instagram and on my channel why I use certain small leather goods the way that I do, and if there's other ideas that I can give as far as using that item and having the cost per wear be very low. So I thought it would be a really fun video to do, and that way I can share the 7 essentials with you and I can show the variations of those 7 essentials and how I end up switching them out. So hopefully this video is helpful. Maybe it gives you a little bit more ideas of some of the small leather goods. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? So I thought that I would start off with wallets because for the most part when it comes to wallets, there's really there's not too much room for interpretation when it comes to them. For the most part, I end up using them as such. There are a few instances where some of the wallets I can use them as a clutch or I can use them as a little grab and go, so I do like that aspect and that speaks to the versatility. But I just wanted to show you some of the wallets that I end up using and why I end up using them the way that I do. Let's start off with the smallest ones, the card holders. The first one is from Chanel. It has a total of 3 credit card slots, 1 in the front, 2 in the back, and then 1 on the top. And then the Saint Laurent, I particularly prefer the Saint Laurent over the Chanel when it comes to this, only because of the pebbling that this texture has. I really like how durable it is and the fact that this type of card holder has 4. So you have 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and then 1 at the very top. So a total of 5, and this one has a total of 4. But I really like these to use them in my Chanel Mini, again, if I want to maximize my space. But to be honest, as great as they are, I don't use them as often because I end up using this one. This is probably my most used type of wallet in my entire collection. And I do have 4 of these Chanel O-Zip coin purses. The reason why I'm such a fan of them is because not only do they have the zipper for security, but even though they look small, and I've always said looks can be very deceiving, this is the type of wallet that can end up fitting as much as a Louis Vuitton zippy organizer does. You can end up fitting everything inside because it does have these little compartments. Now these little compartments, I feel that they are very generous in size. They can end up fitting quite a bit of cards in there. I think the most I fit in there is either from 22 to 25 cards, and I still have a little bit more space. I put bills in here. The only thing to really note when it comes to using this with bills is that you have to fold them. A lot of people aren't a fan of that. But whether I am using this inside of my Neverfulls, whether I am using it inside of my Speedy Bandolier 25 or my Chanel Minis, I just really like this type of wallet. I find that it's incredibly versatile and it has paid for itself multiple times over. Like I said, I do have 4 in my collection of these. But this kind of reminds me of the Louis Vuitton Zippy, I talked about this yesterday in Minx Monday, the Zippy multi-carts. It's kind of the same type of silhouette. It has the same type of, actually the Louis Vuitton one has a few more credit card slots, but this one is a little bit stationary. All the little compartments go all the way down, so that way no card, nothing else can kind of slip underneath, and I do like that versus the Louis Vuitton one. But regardless, I think that something like this is fantastic, and when I end up using my Neverfull for travel, I want to be able to put my magazines, my bottles of water, my scarf, anything else that I need to carry with me on the plane, and I don't want to have to give too much space to my wallet. I know it might sound very silly considering that the Neverfull is such a large bag, but if I can end up getting away with using everything I need in a wallet and going very compact like this and having it be secure, then I think that that's a little bit better. Now, I also wanted to show you guys the Chanel small zip, or the small zip wallet. This one's great if you want to go a little bit compact. And to be honest, even though this one is larger than this one fits a lot more because This one has a total of 4 credit card slots. So you have 2 here and 2 on the other side. Now this main compartment here, I do love this wallet, but This main compartment is not generous at all. It's very tight. It's very hard to put in quite a bit of cards in there. Sometimes I feel like it's going to burst. You do have a little space here, but just, I mean, I think it's crazy that this fits a lot less than this one does. So just, again, talking about how compact this is. I mean, I could talk about it forever and a day, so I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. But I really do like using this one inside of my Speedy bandolier just because it's small, it fits what I need, and it doesn't take up too much space. When I was talking about versatility as far as when it comes to using them as clutches, the Louis Vuitton Insolite wallet, it's a great example of the versatility and being able to use this as a clutch because it does have a little bit of a D-ring. So let's say that you're the type of person that travels quite a bit and you don't want to have to carry another small handbag with you if you're going out to dinner or if you're going to a formal event or anything like that. I really do like the Insolite because of its size. So it's great as a clutch, plus you're able to fit all of your essentials in here because it has quite a bit of compartments going on. You have slip pockets, zippered pockets, and you can also use this to put your phone in here. Of course, mine is the iPhone 6s, so it's very small. I'm able to fit it inside of the zipper compartment here. So the fact that this is a little bit more versatile, again, if you want a larger wallet, I think this is great. And the last one that I want to talk about with wallets is the Louis Vuitton Josephine wallet. A lot of you know that this is one of my all-time favorite Louis Vuitton wallets just because it's very simple. I don't tend to carry too much with me, to be honest, when it comes to wallets. But the reason why I like this so much is because of its simple design and the fact that it also comes with a removable coin pouch. So this coin pouch usually goes up here. And I like this because sometimes if I want to go even more compact, I end up just using this and I leave this behind. So again, this talks about the versatility. Now let's talk about coin purses. When it comes to coin purses, I have two. I have the Louis Vuitton round coin purse and the Hermes Bastia. Now when it comes to coin purses, for the most part, I end up using them as such only because I am not too keen on seeing coin residue inside of any of my wallets. It drives me crazy, and I feel that if I was to sell any of my wallets in the long run, then I wouldn't be able to get as much money back only because of the residue. It really ends up hurting the resale value. So that's something that I take into consideration, but again, that's my own opinion. But when it comes to coin purses, I really do love both of them. I'm attracted to the color of the Hermes Bastia. I have used them from time to time. I do have a comparison video coming for you guys on these as well because I don't use it too often. It kind of is not very user friendly for a coin purse, for me anyways. You know, I know a lot of people love it, but it hasn't really worked out for me that way. When it comes to the Louis Vuitton round coin purse, I'm just a really big fan of it because the fact that it has the zipper for added security. I like the fact that sometimes I have been able to use this if I wanted to in the beginning before I started using coin in here. A lot of people end up using this for their earbuds to be able to put it in here. So if you you know, if you're out and about and you want to make sure that you have your music going, you want to just, you know, be in your own little world, and having your earbuds in something like this is perfect because it's small, it doesn't take up too much space. But then again, like I said, I end up mostly using this for coin, but this is probably my all-time favorite. I just love the shape that it has. I love how easy it is to get in and out of it. And I think it's just one of those small leather goods that I really wish that they would end up adding more types of print to this. Like if they had a Damier Ben or a Damier Azur. I know that sometimes that they have done the limited edition collections with these, but I just like how they're very, very sturdy. They're very durable, and the fact that they do have the type of cross-grain leather lining inside, I just feel that it really adds to how durable it is. But I'm a big fan of coin purses just because I don't like to see the residue. Like I said, I know everyone is different. It drives me crazy. I don't like seeing it. So if I could have it all in one space, that makes it even better, and I can just go straight for the coin if need be. But like I said, this is really great for versatility if you want to use it as earbuds. I know some people have used this as a small little wallet as well. They end up folding their bills in there. And then with this one, I know that my very, very good friend Megan, Champagne O'Clock, she also uses this for bills. So she's able to fold them in, and they fit quite nicely. But between the two, I end up preferring the Louis Vuitton round coin purse just because it makes it a little bit easier to get in and out of it. The next essential that I wanted to share with you guys, I don't even think I should call it an essential because it's the first to go whenever I end up going into a smaller handbag, whenever I end up downsizing, only because they don't end up fitting into any of the handbags that I'm going to be using. And to be honest, as I have started to get away from designer sunglasses, I really don't use them too much. I end up just sticking to the cases that come with the sunglasses, and I am talking about these beauties. These are the Louis Vuitton sunglass cases in the MM size. I used to use them quite often. I used to use them quite a bit when I had my Chanel sunglasses and my Louis Vuitton sunglasses. But like I said before, since I have started to sell those off, I only have 2 pairs of designer shades left. One is a Tiffany and one is a Roberto Cavalli. And now I've kind of gone into Key Australias. So because the Key Australias come with their own type of very soft little case, I end up just kind of sticking this inside of my handbag. It makes it a lot easier. And if I end up going for a more compact handbag, then 99% of the time the sunglasses end up on top of my head. That's always where they end up going, either there or inside my compartment inside of my car. But these guys, I do like them. I find them to be maybe a little bit bulkier than I would like as I end up revamping my collection, as I mentioned. They do take a little bit more space. They are fantastic. They're very, very soft inside because they have the microfiber lining, but I just don't see myself gravitating towards them as much. Again, because I end up just using these little cases. They're perfect, they're small, and plus the sunglasses are not very expensive. I've really gone that way a lot more. I end up enjoying the Key Australias a lot more than I do luxury sunglasses. Not that there's anything wrong with that, so please don't misunderstand that. I often get people that tell me, why are you putting them down? I am not putting them down. It's just my own personal opinion that I'm not too keen on designer shades anymore. I like the cheapies. The cheapies seem to work out a little bit better for my lifestyle, and for some reason I feel that they end up lasting a lot longer. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's because I'm always trying to baby the designer shades. Who knows? But anyways, I know that a lot of people end up using this to put their jewelry whenever they're traveling. And I think that is a fantastic idea. To be honest, I can't remember where I heard that or where I saw that, but whoever it was that I saw, kudos to you. That is a fantastic way to be able to incorporate something like this, because I was thinking about selling them, but because Robert and I, my husband, we end up traveling quite often, I think that this is perfect to be able to put my my jewelry in here if we're going out to dinner. And obviously I don't want to be decked out in jewelry whenever I'm flying. You know, I want to be super comfortable, but the fact that they have the microfiber lining makes it even easier to be able to make sure that they're not getting scratched, they're not getting damaged, and I already have them, so I don't have to spend you know, extra cash on getting a a travel case for my jewelry or anything like that. So that is a great way to turn a, I guess, negative into a positive, and I don't have to go another route for, you know, for jewelry. So sunglass cases, I do like them. I think that they're very, very pretty. I don't use them too often just because, I don't know, it's just one of those small leather goods that, you know, aren't really for me anymore, but the fact that I can use them for travel is even better. So I thought that I would share the sunglass cases and, you know, how I kind of view them a little bit differently now. When it comes to cosmetic pouches, I end up going for very simple ones only because I don't end up carrying too much. A lot of you know that I don't end up carrying mascara, foundation, eyeliner, anything like that. I end up being a little bit more simple in the sense that I carry a powder, a mirror, and then I end up carrying a few lip glosses. Sometimes I get carried away with lip glosses. A lot of you know that. I'm a lip addict, but for me, I end up going for the smaller ones, and I really like the cosmetic pouches that are a little bit smaller because sometimes I like to use them as clutches or grab and goes or catch-alls, and I just wanted to share some of the ones and give you a little bit of feedback on each of them. The first one is the Louis Vuitton Toiletry Pouch 15. I do like the size because it's perfect for my lifestyle. Like I said, I don't end up carrying too much. I really do like the structure that it has. It's made up of different pieces of canvas, so it ends up being incredibly durable. But one thing I will have to say that because of the structure that it has, sometimes when it comes to cosmetic pouches, I like being able to arrange the items and then being able to kind of fix out the lumps and bumps. But because of the structure that it has, it's not that easy to do it with the Toiletry Pouch 15. But I like it nonetheless. But as you can see, I don't carry too much. So it's the perfect size for me. Sometimes I have used this as a catch-all. If I'm going into my Chanel Mini, I end up putting my wallet in here, a lip gloss. I end up putting a few other, you know, bits and bobs. And like I mentioned earlier, the pouch within the pouch, this goes inside of the Chanel Mini. Just gives me that peace of mind that I was talking about. Another one is the Louis Vuitton toiletry pouch. This is the small size. And I do like this. Once upon a time, I had the Damier Ben, the Damier and the monogram canvas in this silhouette. And I was a big fan of it because it's perfect for lip glosses and lipsticks because of the size that it has. And I ended up selling them because of the way that they end up wearing. And that's because of the construction that it has. It's made up of one piece of canvas, and they end up folding the sides right here on the corners. So the corners end up wearing very, very quickly. And I started to notice it, so it was very off-putting for me. It was something that I didn't really find appealing or attractive. So I ended up selling them, and the only reason why I haven't sold this is because to be honest, I can't part with it. I love the colors. I think that they are gorgeous. And the fact that this has the granate interior just makes my heart sing super, super loud. And even though I don't use it as often, it's just one of those pieces that I'm just like, nope. Nope, I don't care if it sits there. I don't care if I use it twice a year. It's too pretty. It's just too, you know, I can't get rid of it. I mean, I can't even justify why I'm keeping it, but it makes sense to me, you know. But I do like this because this is perfect as a clutch. It's great as a catch-all as well. So again, the versatility is really important to me. And just the overall colors that the multicolor has is great. Now I have really started to kind of gravitate more towards the Chanel small O case. This is my newest one, the black caviar with the light gold, and I've had the red lambskin with the silver hardware. I really do like this because, again, it's kind of like a catch-all. It's great as a clutch. I've used it. It's very, very small. I went to a wedding once and I ended up using this one, and it was just perfect because it was just the right amount, you know what I mean? And I just felt that it was very, I don't know, it was very chic. So the versatility is fantastic. But what I particularly like about the Chanel O case is the fact that, kind of what I mentioned earlier, when I end up fitting all my items inside, if I end up getting carried away with the lip products, it's very easy for me to be able to form it and to just move it around so that they all end up fitting in here. So it makes it a lot easier because I feel that it's a little bit more generous. It has the gussets on the side that make it very, very easy for opening. So I just thought I would give you guys a little bit of a glimpse as to why I end up using these the most, more than anything, and how I end up just kind of trying to get the most out of the cosmetic pouches, because in one way or another, they're, you know, always inside of my bag. Onto one of my favorite small leather goods. I won't talk about them too much, only because a lot of you know how much I love them, and those are the Louis Vuitton mini pochettes. There are other fashion houses that have something similar to this, but for the most part, I always end up gravitating towards the mini pochettes. This is the type of small leather good that has paid for itself like a million times over. I use them every single day in one way or another. They're always in my handbag. And if I am not using the O case from Chanel or the toiletry pouch 15 from Louis Vuitton, I end up using the mini pochette as a cosmetic pouch. So the fact that I can, get so much versatility out of this. I can use this as a cosmetic pouch, as a wristlet, as a clutch, as a little mini bag, a mini wallet, a catch-all. There's just so many different ways that I can end up using this. So I did end up having the Damier Ben first, then I had the monogram, and then I recently got the Tahitian Damier. So there's something about this item. Like I said before, it pays for itself. It has a very low price point, in my opinion, when it comes to how much it has to offer. And I'm just a sucker for them. Really, that's what it comes down to. I love them. I think that they are fantastic. So if you want to try out a small leather good from the fashion house and you already have a clay, then I strongly, strongly recommend the mini pochette because of the versatility that it has. And I'm crazy about them. On to another one of my favorite small leather goods. Now this one is fantastic if you're looking to start a collection, if you're looking to expand a collection. The versatility is endless when it comes to this piece, and that is the clay, the Louis Vuitton clay. Whether you go for canvas, whether you go for empreinte, whether you go for any other type of leather that they have, there is something about the clay that is just absolutely amazing. This one here, the monogram one, this was my very first luxury piece. I've had it for a billion years and I still use it. It does have a few chips. It has a little bit of wear here and there, and it's a little flat really compared to some of the other ones that I have, but I have used it multiple times. And as I mentioned before, versatility is very important when it comes to luxury goods goods for me, and I mean, if the mini pochette has paid for itself a million times over, I can't even imagine how many times this clay has paid for itself. But this is great to use as a little mini wallet. It's great as a small catch-all. Sometimes I end up using this to put all of my my bobby pins, my hair, you know, my hair ties, whatever, just because whenever I'm on camera, very seldomly until recently, I don't like to have my hair up. I think it looks funky, to be honest, but out and about, my hair is always up in a bun, in a ponytail, or what have you. So I'm constantly messing with my hair, so I always have bobby pins. And I don't know about you, but when it comes to bobby pins, for some reason, I tend to lose them. I don't even know where they go. So having them all housed in a little, you know, pouch like this is perfect for me. But like I said before, I can end up using this as a little mini wallet. Sometimes I end up using this as a key holder. Technically, it's supposed to be a key holder or a key pouch, but I don't use it that way. Like I said, I end up using it other ways. And when I do use it as a key pouch, it's because I'm using Robert's Jeep key, and his Jeep key is, it's very, it's not very friendly when it comes to my other small leather goods. So because it has a very sharp point, I always end up just putting it in here, and it kind of gives me, again, that peace of mind that I talked about earlier. But when it comes to the Emprunt clay, I end up using this more as a mini wallet than this one. It really depends on the size that I'm going for. But this one is great. It has the snap button closure. You also have the zippered pocket for a little bit more security. So if you have larger bills, you can put that the items in there. But this one, what I ended up doing, I actually ended up getting the chain removed. Robert helped me remove the chain, and it's honestly the best thing I've ever done, because it makes it even easier to use this as a wallet, because sometimes the chain is a little bit bulky. It makes it a little bit harder to use that way, but it's very flat. There are no lumps and bumps or anything like that, and I ended up hot stamping it, because for me, I only hot stamp an item when I consider it a forever piece, and I will show you guys that in just a second. But the clay, hands down, one of the best, kind of like the mini pochette, small leather goods to go for. So if you already have the clay, then go for the mini pochette. If you already have the mini pochette, then I definitely recommend the clay, because these are fantastic. So yeah, I like mini pochettes and I like clays. I think they're fantastic. But there is one more item. There is one more piece that is the end-all be-all when it comes to small leather goods for me. It is the best of the best. It is the handbag essential of handbag essentials. If you were to get rid of all of my small leather goods, and if it was only to keep one, it would be this one. And it is by far the best investment I have ever made when it comes to luxury goods, and that is the key holder. Whether it's the Louis Vuitton one or the Chanel one, this is my all-time favorite. The reason why I call it an investment is because, and I very seldomly like to use investment when it comes to luxury goods, the reason why it's an investment is because by housing all of my keys inside something like this, it ensures that the interior of my handbags look as fantastic as the exterior. Because these handbags, you know, if they're a couple hundred, if they're a couple thousand, whatever it is, you're spending a pretty penny on these handbags, right? And I feel that if you end up having your keys just kind of out and about, then you run the risk of ruining the interior of your handbag, ruining the small leather goods that are in the handbag, or ruining your sunglasses if they're out of a pouch or anything like that. And you can end up having tears, you can end up having rips. I mean, just so many things that happen with keys, because keys are not friendly. Keys are very sharp, they're very pointy, and they can cause a lot of damage to the interior of your handbag. So if you have all of your keys housed inside something like this, then I think that that's perfect. That's why I call it an investment, because it ensures that my handbags stay looking as beautiful as possible on the interior as they are on the exterior. And I have had this 6-ring key holder from Louis Vuitton for I think 10 or 11 years now. I've used it in the sun, in the snow, in the sand. I've dropped it on gravel, on concrete, on dirt, you name it. I've thrown it underneath the car. I've just done so many things with this, and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. And it has really just, it's been the best thing ever. And what I really like about it as well is that even though it is for your keys, because it is a key holder, you can end up putting either your driver's license in here, you can end up putting some cash in here, so this is great for grab and go. But I just think that housing your keys and having something that will protect the interior of your handbag, that will end up protecting your other small leather goods, I think that that is one of the best ways to go when it comes to luxury goods. Again, this is just my own personal opinion. And the Chanel one is great as well. The caviar leather has really just held up incredibly well. I will be doing a comparison between the two. I love them both equally. I think actually, to be honest, I think I probably end up leaning more towards the Louis Vuitton one, only because I've had it for so long. It's been with me, you know, almost since the beginning. But when it comes to the Chanel one, it just has held up a lot better than I thought. Yeah, it has lumps and bumps. Yeah, it has scratches and all that other good stuff. But this also, you're able to put some cash in here. It also has a back pocket to use as a little mini wallet if you wanted to. But these are just, I mean, I can't even begin to describe how fantastic these are. And when I told my sales associates, whenever they ask why I'm so crazy about it, I tell them why I like them, and they're just kind of, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Now I see why we still have them. Why, you know, why don't more people end up buying them or anything like that? But these are amazing. These are fantastic. Are they the most versatile pieces? Not necessarily. You can end up using them as a wallet, but the fact that they are the best investment, in my opinion, is just, you know, it's kind of like a game changer for me, you know? So I highly recommend the key holder. All right, you guys, so that does it for my handbag essentials. I know that this is a very long video, but I always want to give you guys as much information as possible. And maybe I gave you some ideas on how you can incorporate some of these items into your collections. But I think that small leather goods, I'm such a sucker for them. I love them. And I just like having a place for everything inside of my handbag. Unless I'm kind of running around and, you know, I'm kind of like a maniac, then I'll have receipts hanging out, I'll have this hanging out. It drives me crazy, but for the most part, everything just has to have a little space for it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on that red button down below and hitting that bell so you're notified when I upload videos, which is anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week. And as I said in this video, I have a lot more coming up. I have comparisons between the Bastia, the coin purse, and the Louis Vuitton coin purse, the Louis Vuitton 6-ring key holder and the Chanel 6-ring key holder, and also the going from the Neverfull into a mini, so I can share what it is and how I end up just kind of going more compact. So I hope you guys stick around for those videos that are coming, and thank you so much for watching, and as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day, you guys.